Hello and welcome to my thoughts on Once Upon a Time, episode 12, Skin Deep. A episode I was absolutely convinced was going to be about Sleeping Beauty. How wrong was I? Obviously the title, Skin Deep, Beauty is only skin deep. The only beauty I could think of was Sleeping Beauty, and the spinning wheel sort of confirmed it for me, because I think, doesn't she fall asleep by pricking her finger on a spinning wheel? I think I also mentioned Rapunzel. I don't know why I said that. It was just a moment of madness. But it was Beauty and the Beast. It all makes perfect sense now, because when I didn't know who Rumpelstiltskin was after the first episode, I looked him up and discovered that he was a spinner of straw. He spun straw into gold, and that's what he used to make his wealth. So I should have worked it out. I'd forgotten that fact, but there you go. I get most of these wrong, and I'm happy to get most of these wrong, because I'm always surprised. I mean, lo and behold, the day that I actually guess one of these stories correctly before I watch it, and then I'm going to be sitting there going, oh, yeah, I sort of saw that coming. So I'm glad that I get these things wrong. So what did I think about the episode in general? Well, I wasn't that much interested in Ashley and Ruby and Emma's and Mary Margaret's girls' night out. I should have guessed that it was going to have a romantic theme to it by the fact that it was a Valentine's Day episode. But in the real world, the thing that really got me was Rumpelstiltskin's, should I say, Mr. Gold's crossing over when he was beating the van driver, the delivery driver, who I've been told is the real world father of Belle. I didn't see that at the time. I was more focused on Belle and trying to work all that out. So thanks for the person that gave me that information. I missed that. So yeah, he sort of crossed the line between the delivery driver and his Enchanted Forest counterpart. And then the revelation that he knows all about the curse, and he remembers Rumpelstiltskin and his time in the Enchanted Forest, and he reveals that to the evil queen, Regina. And that is going to have some serious repercussions later on. It hasn't as yet, because obviously I'm up to episode 13. So, and it hasn't come up yet, but I'm sure it will soon. I'm hoping sooner than later. In the Enchanted Forest, we get the Beauty and the Beast story, the Beast being Rumpelstiltskin. And wow, did I miss so many clues there. I was so happy with myself when I finally worked out, we're getting Beauty and the Beast story. And I hadn't realised until I'd watched it back a second time that there were so many clues that I completely failed to pick up on before that. He'd been called Beast a couple of times and I'd missed it. I'd missed the fiancé being Gaston or Gascon. I'm not very good with French names. As for the whole Belle and Rumpelstiltskin falling in love, I think this was just to show us the last vestiges of humanity dropping away from him as his new persona as the imp, the magical creature thing, takes over. So I'm guessing that this story took place not that long after he actually got his powers. I could be wrong there, but I still think there's a lot more time. I don't know how much time there is in between this story and us catching up with Snow White's story, because I don't remember seeing Snow in any of the scenes. I think it was mainly focused on Regina and the evil queen and Belle and Rumpelstiltskin. So as I said before, this episode felt more like it was setting up a lot of things for the future. So I've got nothing really to add. So it's going to be very short, my thoughts on this one. But what I will say is this: I do not believe Rumpelstiltskin when he said in the dungeon that he loved his power more than he cared for her. I know we're seeing the sort of the end of the metamorphosis of Rumpelstiltskin the farmer weaver to Rumpelstiltskin the magical creature. I still don't believe him. I think he was just trying to protect himself in that, trying to sort of shield himself away from her, to protect her, to protect himself. I don't know, but I certainly think he was lying there. And I also loved the One That Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest reference at the end with Nurse Ratched. I don't think that's going to come up again, because I'm pretty sure they're doing fairy tales and not homages to books or films. But it was a lovely little touch. So yeah, I really enjoyed that, because One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is one of my favourite films. But so yeah. The point at which David gave Mary Margaret her Valentine's card was cringeworthy to the extreme. I mean, aside from the embarrassment, the disrespect to both his wife and to Mary Margaret, it's just such a rookie mistake. A rookie mistake that only ever seems to happen in TV and film. I knew from the start, right when you saw her opening the envelope and seeing that it was the joke card and not the romantic card, I thought, no, he's given her the wrong card. And then you hear her read out the words. It's to Catherine. As I said before, I don't like Mary Margaret and David's relationship at the moment. I don't know, it's just wrong at the moment. Catherine does nothing to deserve any of the treatment that she's getting. So obviously at the moment Mary Margaret and David are looking like the bad guys, and they are at the moment. So I'll be glad when I can actually enjoy their relationship develop and not feel wrong about it. So I hope they deal with that soon. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. But before I sign off, there's a conversation that's been going in, actually it's in the comments of my reaction to the next episode, for episode 13, What Happened to Frederick. And it's concerning Henry's treatment of his mother and Emma. The fact that he's only known Emma for a few months, and yet he seems to give a lot of his affections to her and ignores the relationship that he's had with his mother for 10 years. Is this a bit selfish? Is this a bit dickish? Or is it not? And people have been putting their points forward very well, and I'd like to add my views to this, and that is that the way I see it, Henry does love his mum, because there's two sides of Henry. There's the normal side, our side, he's been born, he's grown up, Regina is the only mother he's ever known. So yeah, of course he has that affection for her, of course he loves her. But there's that other side of him that knows that this is all not real, that in reality she is the evil queen and he has to defeat her in order to break the curse. And you can't avoid that. His mother or not his mother, Regina is the evil queen who has to be beaten, and Emma is the person that has to be the one that beats her. So of course he is gonna, at this moment, 10 years old, his emotions are still very much tied in with his imagination and his ideas. So yeah, it does seem like he's giving all his affection to Emma and not to his mother, but I don't think it's quite as black and white, as cut and dry as it seems. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Catch you later for the next reaction. Hope to see you there. Bye bye.